Welcome to our videos on advanced features of Google AdWords. In this video, we'll continue with our multivariate testing experiment. Okay, step 3 for setting up a multivariate experiment, and it says that for each section that you've tagged, that's what it calls the sections of the page that you've put the script around. You'll now create different variations of your content by clicking the Add New Variation link. Each new variation will use your original content as a base that you can edit. Okay, and actually, as a note, as you add more variations, the number of combinations will increase, which will lengthen the duration of your experiment. Essentially, the more different combinations you're testing, the more visitor numbers you need to get significant results. So if you don't get a huge amount of traffic, you'll need to let your tests run for a longer period. Okay, so there we go, headline test. You see that the text I added in the code of my document has automatically appeared in the account here. Okay, let's add new variation. Okay, variation name. What should we call it? Maximum of 25 characters, so we could call it something not very helpful, such as headline 2, or something more specific like, let's see if they accept this. How to headline. And add that. Okay, so there we go. There's our own reference for the new headline we're going to be testing with, and here's the code it's grabbed from the page itself. So we could just change this to whatever we wish. I've called it How to Headline, so let's call it, just for example's sake, How to Successfully Use Multivariate Testing. And save. Okay, scroll down, and there we go. So you can see here for our headline test, we have the original, so we can click on the original. It keeps jumping back to the top of the page. If we scroll down, there's our original. And here are our other testing options, so we can click on that, and we can view and edit that text if we wish, so we can make more changes, and save those changes. Obviously, it's not suggested that you make changes to what you're testing in the middle of the test, because that would obviously skew the results. So if you do want to make changes, it's better if you don't change anything right now. It's better just to add more testing options if you want, but don't edit or delete existing testing options until the test has run its course or you're happy with the results you've gotten, until the results are statistically significant. So you can add more variations. Google suggests that you should be somewhat conservative. If this is your first experiment, we recommend that you limit your experiment to 2 to 3 variations per section. The reason is, if you think about it, let's say you have 3 sections of the page you're testing, and for each section you have 3 variations. How many different types of pages does that create? That creates 9 versions of the page in total. So if you get 1,000 visitors per week, those 1,000 visitors would have to be spread across 9 different versions of the page. Let's just quickly round up 9 versions of the page to 10. So you have 10 different versions of the page. So how many people are seeing each version? Just 100. So do work out on average how many people are seeing each variation. If, in your case, only 30 people are seeing them, that's not really statistically significant. You want to get at least 100 or even more, at least 100, so you have a good overview. Otherwise, results can be somewhat misleading if you don't let tests run for long enough. That said, you don't have to let them run indefinitely, just get a decent amount of feedback. Okay, let's do a preview, and you can open that in a new window. Okay, show combination 1, original. That's telling you there's just one combination. So let's have a look at original. That's how the original looks. So that's the page with the original headline. And let's look at the page with the how-to headline. And that's the how-to headline. And subhead test, I haven't set that up yet. So there's only 2 page combinations at the moment. And you can just flick through them if you want to go next, 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 or you can also do preview. You can go the other way if you want, but let's close the preview for now. Quickly, let's add a subhead variation. So original and add new variation, variation name. Let's just say how to subhead. Add that. Okay, and excuse me, I need to change this to subheading alignment. Save that. That's what I wanted to do. Scroll down, and I believe the original was left aligned and the test is centrally aligned. And of course, if you're testing different fonts or different colors or different alignment, you need to find the HTML code, because with this, you're directly working in HTML view, because you're replacing HTML code with other HTML code. So, okay, paragraph align equals center, and then there's our subheading, and then close paragraph. So we can save that. So there we go, headline test, 2 combinations, the original and the how-to headline, and the subhead test, original and subheading alignment. So now let's do preview, open a new window, and now you see we have 4 combinations of the page. There's 2 headline combinations and 2 subheading combinations. So if we go to the original subheading option, it's left aligned. If we go to the second subhead test, it's centrally aligned. So let's close the preview window. So that's pretty much done. Let's save and continue. And OK, review and launch. Test page, that's fine. Conversion page, that's fine. Amount of total traffic to use. Again, do we want all our traffic to be tested upon or just a percentage of it? Let's stick with all for now. Variations, headline test. Excuse me, just like A/B testing, if you use 10% of the total amount of the traffic, then the 90% that isn't being tested upon see your original page. The other 10% are shown different versions of the page depending on how many variations you set up. But let's stick with 100% for now. Okay, variations, headline test, 2 variations, and subhead test, 2 variations. Total created, 4. Launch now. Okay, it's done. Identify experiment page. We've planned our experiment. We've added the JavaScript. And okay, we've done all that and it's running. Total page visitors, 0. Total conversions, 0. And just as with A/B testing, you can pause and stop it at any time. You can copy it if you wish. If we just look at copy in a new window, when you copy an experiment, we create a replica of the experiment under a new name. So you may wish to do that. And okay, you can change settings. If we take a quick look at settings, that's pretty much the same as with the A/B testing. The only thing you can change is the amount of traffic you're using, and you can preview the combinations and view report. Let's actually go back to the Website Optimizer front page. And there are the 2 testing campaigns, or as Google calls them, experiments. The multivariate test, we can go to View Report, and what's it showing us? More data than the A/B testing, but again, there's nothing of interest yet because no data has been collected. But when I finish this video, I will visit the pages I've set up just to get some data to start being recorded so we actually have something to view in the report. So, best 3 combinations, worst 3 combinations, you can download, you can print, you can preview. And we'll actually go through all this when there's some data to see. Page section, sort by relevance rating or order created, and we'll go through this as well when there's data to see. That's how you set up a multivariate test, and it has a lot more power than an A/B test, but it is slightly more complicated to set up and does need more thought, really, than A/B testing.